Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Real Talk. I'm your host, Jack Petty.
And I'm Jack Bousquet.
Um, how you doing today, Jack?
Doing great, man.
Wonderful, wonderful. I like your mug. Oh, yikes. Yikes.
Thank you.
Um, anyways, thank you all for watching episode 1 and 2, subscribing, liking the TikToks, rating us on Spotify, Apple Music. If you haven't, you guys should do that. But thank you for all the support. Luckily this week we don't have any deaths to talk about at the beginning. That was quite a somber start to episode 2.
It was.
So should we just get right into the news?
Let's hop in.
I think first off, the Oscars were last Sunday. What I want to get your general thoughts on them. What'd you think?
Dude, no. So I honestly am baffled and I'm I'm very let down. I'm let down at the country. Um, I'm let down at the academy. And most of all, I'm let down at myself. I
Why
find myself thinking, was there something I could have done?
is it because of
Could I
Nora?
have reached more people? Yes, dude. I mean, there's no world where that should have happened.
I was very surprised that it won as well. I was surprised that it kept sweeping.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, honestly, I do like Sean Baker though. I think he's a great filmmaker, and I did like Nora. So I mean, I know you're not the biggest fan, but I think it's low key justified. I think I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it was an interesting choice. I never would have thought, even when I was seeing it in the theaters, I never would have thought this is our future Best Picture winner.
Yeah, nobody did because it's Bunce and it's Russian propaganda. So,
Anyways, what do you think of the host?
bruh,
I thought he did a good job, low key.
I mean,
He's one of the best hosts
Team
we've had in
Coco,
years.
bro. Team Coco
Exactly.
was good.
Um, I thought it was wonderful. Everyone else must thought it was wonderful because let's see, after the last few years, the viewership of the Oscars has been going down, but this year it was up. I think it was like 19.5 million people watched. So it was a success for them. It was not a success for my predictions. I got one of the five right that we said on here. Um, is that was rough, but
It's all right.
we move on.
Some things happen that shouldn't happen. It's really out of our control. All we can do is pick up and move on. So,
Exactly. Speaking of moving on, we have some more movie news. Okay, you saw the photo I sent you. Eddington. Why am I so hyped for that?
bro, give me a little detail on this.
So it's like a modern day Western. Joaquin Phoenix is leading it. Ari Aster is directing and writing it. Oh, oh. We all know what happened with their last team up. I believe we saw that film together.
We did, and at first I was disgusted, but then about 6 months later, I found myself just like watching clips of it on YouTube, and I was like, this kind of like stick. This kind of like better than I thought, right? But I couldn't
I
get
have
that
the same
image of like the
reaction.
giant,
Yeah.
the thing in the attic. Couldn't
Yes.
get it out of my dreams at night.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Um, I kind of had that same reaction. Bo was afraid. Dude, when we first walked out, do you remember when I was talking about the trial of the bows? My dream ending for that movie. Oh man, I was so mad walking out of that movie. But I mean, I rewatched it. I'll probably rewatch it again pretty soon here. I love
mm,
it though. Looking back on it, I love the play scene, like where it's like half animated, half like real life. Um,
I like that scene a lot too.
Harry Astor has a really good track record up to that movie. I thought it was banger after banger, Hereditary, Midsummer. So Eddington, I'm looking forward to it. I think think Joaquin Phoenix looks good. I think it's gonna be good.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. Next up, we have HBO Max has announced some new titles. Um, first off, this is something I bet you're going to be looking to watch. Paul American, the Jake Paul and Logan Paul reality show. I assume you're going to be tuning in weekly.
I think I see someone hanging. Yeah. Like, is that what it's gonna be? What
We
is
don't
this gonna
know.
be, dude?
I have no clue. They just like released a title, Paul American, and like the poster, and it's like them hanging out in a pool. It's like what could they possibly
I
do?
think I see someone hanging out in the pool. Like, no, dude, this is gonna be awful, and people are gonna watch it, and it's sad, but
That we need some real reality television back, like
right,
Anthony Bourdain.
bro. Oh, wait, can we just take a moment? Can we just take a moment to
Yes,
kind of veer off on this road?
dude, he's wonderful.
Oh my goodness, I like my worldview is kind of like changed,
I would happen to agree, and you put me on. And after I
dude.
watched that episode today, I kind of realized, wow,
It just like makes you think like about the world.
exactly. And he's a visionary too. Like, especially the one I was watching about Rome. Like he made it black and white because he was like, the way that I see Rome is just like in the 60s movies, like Fellini's films, black and white. And I was like, wow. That was like 5 minutes in, and I was like, this guy understands.
Dude, yeah, he does. He
Bourdain,
did.
the GOAT.
Rest
Rest
in
in peace.
peace.
Oh, yeah, let's bring that reality television back, please. Um, they also announced Jesse Armstrong has a new movie coming out. Writer, director of the greatest television show, Succession. It's going to be a new comedy. It's about like rich friends and like, I don't know, Steve Carell, Jason Schwartzman, Rami Youssef. I think it's going to be good. All of them. I love them all. So I think it's going to be good. We
That
don't,
sounds like it'll be good.
but it will be coming out in the spring, they said. Um, Mission Impossible, the new one, 3 hours long, people are saying.
Dude, that will be awesome.
Oh man, I can't wait.
It's kind of sad though.
Why?
End of an era, bro.
True. Do you really think it's the last one?
Yeah, I do.
Me too. If they don't, I don't want them to keep dragging it out. I
I
love
know.
I love Dead Reckoning. Like that movie, Loki, I'll just turn it on random days. That's the
Bro,
only
they're all so,
movie I
I
rewatch.
think dude, Mission Impossible 5 is my favorite one. It's like, oh, it's so amazing.
Yeah, and all the stunts, like Tom Cruise, what a goat. What a
Speaking
goat.
of Tom Cruise, um, can we talk about like those people on Twitter who were
Dude,
talking about Eyes Wide Shut?
that was crazy.
They were Hollywood plants, bro. So basically, here's the thing. They were Hollywood plants because they knew they were starting to get like discovered, right? Like they knew people were catching on that they killed Kubrick because he exposed them. So then they come in with, oh, it was an adaptation of a novel from 70 years prior. Yes, but adaptations can still have meaning that is relevant to the era they come out in. And obviously we know the cupcake was poisoned. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
Great. I love that. Oh man. Rest in peace, Kubrick.
Yeah.
Knowing what other films he would have gone on to make.
And if I ever become president, first executive order is release the 25 minutes. Warner Brothers, if you don't release it, you're gonna feel the hammer of justice come down on you swiftly. All right.
Good news for you. Warner Brothers might be down and out pretty soon. They're gonna have some big changes to their studio heads.
Really?
That's what the rumors are. So, I can't speak too much on that, but I was reading some rumors. So who knows what will
No,
happen with
that is
that.
exciting.
Um, Speaking of cinema, interesting conversation between Michael Bay and James Cameron. I think James Cameron came out in an interview and said that he and Michael Bay had like a 2 hour long phone call where they just mourned the current state of Hollywood. I know, I know. They were like, no one can greenlight anything anymore. It's just so slow. It's just so different. It's a whole different business. It's just interesting.
That's insane.
James Cameron. He also said that Avatar 3 is going to be longer than Avatar 2. Which means we might be having a 4 hour long Avatar movie soon.
Wow, let's go. A 4 hour long nap in theaters.
Bro, no, it's not a 4 hour long nap. It's a 4 hour long journey to another world.
You have to be joking.
Mm-mm. I'm not joking. I thought Avatar 2 and I think Avatar 1 is a masterpiece. I think genuinely Avatar 2, I was watching that movie in theaters. I forgot I existed. Like it would be underwater. Sometimes I had to like caught myself catching my own breath. I was like, shoot, I'm not actually underwater. Dude, it's so immersive. It's so wonderful. What? This is no glaze. It's just the truth.
Okay.
Have you seen Avatar 1 or 2?
Oh, yes, I have.
And you still think that they're nap worthy?
Yeah. The only emotion I felt during them was like uncomfortable. Like they're like see through. It's just like, oh.
Um, interesting. I'm a fan. Yeah, Avatar 3. Speaking of 3, we got two confirmations. A Quiet Place 3 is coming. Uh,
Mm,
are you a fan of the Quiet Place franchise?
I actually am.
Me too. I enjoyed every single one of those movies.
Yeah.
The first two that came out, I remember I saw the second one like 3 times because I worked in a movie theater. It's like I would just take different people to go see it. It is a good movie. First one I enjoy. The new one that came out this summer, I enjoyed as well. I just think they're so interesting. Like what they do, like, like you can't have sound, so you have to like show everything and like create suspense that way.
Mm.
Um, and then Mamma Mia 3, bring that here, boy. Bring that here.
No, no, don't bring it here.
You don't
Keep
like
that
Mamma
as
Mia.
far away. No,
Why not?
the music's awful,
Oh, bro.
and it's one of those things like it's just not. It's not my cup of tea. Like it's got to be your cup of tea. And it's
Yeah.
just not mine.
I hate to say it, but I think it might be my cup of tea.
Oh, mamma mia.
I love those movies. Low key. Like I remember, I think it was like right at the start of this year or end of last year. I was at home and it was late at night and I was like, what am I gonna watch? I look in my closet and what do I find?
Solo.
No. Mamma Mia 1 and 2 on
Oh,
DVD. Guess where I found
right.
them?
Where?
I remember finding them at like Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
There were,
Okay, that makes sense.
no, there were a couple years, like a 2 year period, where you would go to Dollar Tree and you would find absolute heat in their movie section.
Really?
Like, I'm not even lying. Like they had a bunch of like they had a bunch of just like extra copies. A lot of like Warner Brothers movies, a lot of Woody Allen films, and it would be like Blu-rays, DVDs, the good old days. But yeah, I found them there. And I love Mamma Mia 1 and 2.
Wow.
I think absolute cinematic masterpieces,
Okay.
if you ask me. Oh, here's a little bit of sad news. The people behind Paddington in Peru are now trying to create a generative AI animated film. That is such loser behavior.
You're not rocking with that?
No, we don't need AI films.
Oh,
Like, why would you do that?
I don't know.
Are you in support of AI films?
I'm not in support of them, but I would definitely watch it.
You would watch it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think curiosity would get the best of me and I'd watch it too. But
Yeah.
everyone online's like saying like don't watch it, don't even hate watch it, but like sometimes curiosity kills the cat. Curiosity might just get me. Um, oh, this is the best piece of news I think I've ever heard. Jon Favreau is directing a new Oswald TV series. Do you remember when we were making the movies at Winter Break, that Oswald character?
Yeah.
Yes, he's getting a TV show. We won. Absolute cinema, as some would say.
Now that is gonna be something to behold.
That is because they're saying it's gonna be like live action, half animated. It got me curious, but I love Oswald, so I'll take all the Oswald content Disney will give us.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see, got two more pieces of news here. Have you ever seen the Thomas Crown Affair or heard of it?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either, but it's getting a remake. Michael B. Jordan is said to direct and star in it. So I don't know about you, but I mess with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I do too. I would say I do.
I have faith. I think it's gonna be interesting. I love. He's a really good director.
What
Have
has
you
he
seen
directed?
Creed 3?
Hmm?
Have you seen Creed 3?
He directed Creed 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did not know that. I haven't seen Creed 3 though.
It's really good, and he's heat director, heat actor. Yeah, that'll be really
Talented young man
very talented.
and
Um,
handsome too.
second that, you know. All right, final piece of news. I feel like we've always talked about this name, James Bond. This is a rumor. Rumor. People are saying that the two highest names on the list of directors for the next James Bond movie, Nolan, which we discussed, Alfonso Cuarón. Dude, did you know who that is?
No.
Oh my gosh, he's one
Who's
of the
Alfonso
directors.
Cuarón?
He directed Children of Men. He directed the third Harry Potter movie. He directed Roma a couple years ago, and he directed Y Tu Mama Tambien, a very classic film.
Wait, wait, wait. Oh, oh.
hmm
Now that could be interesting. I think
I
both those options could be interesting now.
yeah, I think honestly, we were a little concerned with Amazon taking over, but could they be cooking like the best James Bond? They might.
Only
I'm
time will tell.
They might. If they're getting like this star power, depends on who they cast as James Bond.
Yeah.
If they pull out Henry Cavill, I think I might.
I would be so sad.
What? Sad? Why? You don't like Henry Cavill?
Why would you ever want him to be James Bond?
Bro, I don't know, because he can't be Superman, apparently. So James Bond, like second best. He's a good actor.
No.
Okay, who's your pick right now?
Jason Statham. Bro, what? What?
Dude,
What?
I don't
No,
want to.
bro, we were talking about this. Like, give him a serious, like, give him a chance.
I actually agree. I think I
Because
love
he's
his
got that, like, mysterious kind of, like, aura. And he's
he
handsome.
does.
And he's
What?
he's just, like, rugged a little bit, but he's also, like that refined character. Like, have you seen Wrath of Man?
I
Have you
have.
seen Wrath of Man, bro? I liked Wrath of Man.
I don't think I've ever seen a Jason Statham movie where like I didn't like it. It's like I don't
Yeah,
know. He just makes these enjoyable action movies.
exactly.
Hobbs and Shaw,
Oh, wow.
The Bee Man.
Bro, wait, Hobbs and Shaw, bro. Whoever was saying that Dwayne The Rock Johnson is not a good actor. What? Have you ever? They obviously haven't seen Central Intelligence because that is peak, dude.
They obviously
Bob
haven't seen
Stone.
Tooth Fairy. They haven't seen any of the Fantastic Four movies. They haven't seen Moana.
Oh, right. No, that's actually a
They
good point.
absolutely haven't seen Red One. I'm surprised that was snubbed at the Oscars this year in multiple categories: best visuals, best screenplay, best lead actor. Dude, just these people on TikTok thinking they're Scorsese. The Rock only makes like spectacle theme park movies. He's not a good actor. Come on, bro. I was about to pull a Drake this episode. Like I was,
Oh,
like, have you seen him entering his concert with like the
no.
bullet holes and the smoke coming out of his sweatshirt? I think we should have worn that for this segment. That guy, he does not know. He does not know. He's a Rock hater. He just doesn't know true cinema. Just wait.
Oh,
Genuinely,
amen.
The Rock's next film
No, I know.
with Benny Sadfield, dude. I think we talked about this maybe. It's gonna. He's definitely gonna get nominated for best lead actor. Just wait.
Wow, we will see. I hope so.
We will see. And with that, shall we move on to the weekly watch list?
Yep.
Let's start with what's in theaters. There was a pretty good week in theaters. Anora returned after its Best Picture win. It literally saw a 500% increase in the box office this week. Made like over $1 million, which is good. Independent movie. Well, okay. Anyways, um, Paul W.S. Anderson's movie In the Lost Lands came out. I was gonna go see it, but I just heard really bad reviews and that it doesn't look good at all. So I was like, might
Mm.
skip. Seven Veils,
Tell us what you thought.
dude. I saw that movie. I did not know what I was expecting from it. It was definitely not what I saw. Like I was not expecting at all what happened. It was about like an opera and this woman and she deals with trauma. It's very interesting. Just reminded me of John Osborne in a way.
Oh, oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh. Wow.
Just I don't know. Every time I think of
Callback.
I think of his wife when he was asked what role he had to change the most for, and she said, "What about that role where you had to change your skin color?" That was a pretty interesting response from his wife there. Um, this film was also very interesting and about an opera, so connect the dots. Yeah, it was just it was really weird. I'm gonna be honest. And then like
Okay.
I thought like just really weird. And it's a bit
Good
of
weird or just weird weird?
just weird, weird. Like I mean, it was a bit of like a mind fuck movie, basically. Like,
Mm.
what's going on? Whoa, whoa, and then like cut. I don't know. It was enjoyable. I went like Thursday afternoon. No one was there. I was like, I can't complain. Actually, there were two other people there, and they're both like college age guys. So I mean, coolies, dude. Okay, bro. Chat, cut that. Um. Anyways,
Flip that chat.
I think the biggest release this weekend is Mickey 17 with Robert Pattinson, Bong
Mm.
Joon-ho's new movie. They're honestly, it's not doing too well at the box office. I mean, for its budget, it's made like I think it made like 53 million opening weekend, but it had a budget of 250 million. So
Mm.
let's hope it stays growing. I liked it a lot, honestly. I went to it, it was really full. The theater I was at was really full. The audience reacted well. Mark Ruffalo, I love Mark Ruffalo.
He's
Any
a good actor.
any movies in, I'm just like, I love it. And then you got Robert Pattinson, wonderful dual roles. Tony Collette, wonderful. I loved it. It was my second favorite. I put it second on my list of 2025 so far.
Wow. Okay.
Number one might take a while to beat. Partenope. I mean, it's a great film. Sorrentino's a visionary, but
Great director.
Mickey 17 was wonderful. It's just a good comedy, really good visuals too, like sci-fi comedy. I liked it a lot, a lot of fun. Um, New to streaming, not much. There's a new SpongeBob movie that came out. Sadly, I did not watch it. Did you watch it?
What was it called?
It was something. It was something about plankton.
Dude,
No, what?
no. Because I was scrolling on TV last night, and I swear I saw this movie, and I was like, dude, it was like, oh, I can't remember, but Plankton was like, he looked evil, and I just thought like, wow, that's intense, and I couldn't watch it. So
Yeah, I sadly did not watch either. I might. I don't know. I was a big SpongeBob fan as a kid. Maybe relive my childhood through it. Also new to streaming, Daredevil. New season of Daredevil started. It's interesting. I watched the first episode. Two episodes are out so far. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
There's gonna be spoilers for it right now. I'm telling you that right now. So don't listen if you haven't seen it, but or if you care. So this has been in production for like 5 years now, and like COVID kind of stopped it. But then, 2 years ago or 1 year ago, they had like a whole creative overhaul, they called it, and they scrapped everything they recorded so far and said that they were restarting the story.
Wow.
So then they did that, and they were like, "Yeah, this new story is going to be in line with like seasons 1 through 3 that came before, and like back when Netflix had Daredevil."
Hmm.
But they start it, and it's just like they kill off Foggy, like one of the main characters from the Netflix show, and they were just like, "No." It was just so dumb because they're like, "Oh, these reshoots are like make it more in line with the old TV show, so why would you kill off one of the main characters?" I don't know. I thought it was good besides that though, wonderful action, good cinematography. Charlie Cox, wonderful as Daredevil. Um, yeah, I am a fan. But
Good.
how about what we watched this week? Did you get anything watched this week?
Well, I will tell you, I tried to watch Blink twice,
Oh,
and
on Amazon?
yep,
Oh,
I got about I wasted about an hour and 15 minutes of my life on that movie. And I was like, what is going on? Why am I, first of all, why am I watching this? Second, like, why was this ever made? Channing Tatum, you're better than this. You're not really, but yeah, it's just, it was awful. So then I had to cleanse my palate. And last night I watched The Wolf of Wall Street.
yes.
Great movie. That's all I have to say. Great
That
movie.
I think we should do an episode of that movie.
Yep,
That movie does deserve a full episode.
it really does.
That movie. I think, in every man's life, there's a time when they watch The Wolf of Wall Street and their life changes forever. Mm-hmm. 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 What a classic.
Amen.
Blink twice. You weren't a fan.
Nope.
Oh man, it was a pretty interesting movie. I can't lie. There's a lot of controversy around that movie because they had like a content warning before it. Did I was like when I saw it in theaters, they did, and I was like, "Are we kidding right now?" Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. If I'm being honest, I might be a controversial take, but I'm not a fan of that.
Of what?
Like they put like a content warning before the movie, like that basically spoiled the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, I think I know what you're referring to.
Yes.
But like that's really all it was.
Yeah. No, and you know what I mean, right? Like it was tame. It was pretty tame.
Yeah, yeah.
Compared to some other films that I've seen, it was very tame. And those films didn't have content warnings. I don't know why this one did, but and
Irreversible.
yeah, did that have a content warning? I don't think so. You can see the Kane's reaction when they walk out of the movie. That
Oh my gosh, I know.
that should be the content warning. If I ever made a movie that got that reaction, I would put it before the movie in all theaters. That's one of my favorite videos of all time. They're just walking down there like disgusting, and it's all these French people, so like speaking in French accents and disgusting, disgust. But this movie, it honestly, I don't know. And I remember around like when it first came out in theaters, people were like complaining about it, and then some people were supporting, some people were against. I'm kind of against. I don't want to be too controversial, but
Hmm,
it's just and especially with how tame it was.
right,
But The Wolf of Wall Street is a good film.
indeed.
I love the edits of The Wolf of Wall Street I get on TikTok.
Stigma edits.
I'm not leaving. That was. Do you think that's DiCaprio's best performance?
Yeah, I really do.
He, man, he's a
I mean, what would you say could compete with that?
The
What?
Aviator is a personal favorite.
Oh, oh, oh.
That one was
That's a
great.
good one.
Um, I don't know. He's a really good actor, but I feel like Jordan Belfort might have been his best role.
Yeah.
Um, Rick, oh, what's his name? Whoever he played in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that was good. But yeah, I think it might be Jordan Belfort. It's his best one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Shall we move on to what I watched this week?
Let's hear it.
El Mariachi was one of my first watches on Monday, I believe. Robert Rodriguez's first film. I've been reading this novel, Rebel Without a Crew. It's about him shooting it in Mexico. So I thought before I get too in depth, because I just read the introduction so far, before I get too in depth, I better watch the film.
Hmm.
It might be the best like low budget action film of all time.
Really?
It's so good. It's so good.
What
And
stood out to you the most? What impressed you the most?
honestly, the way he captured the action, the story, it's kind of a simple story, but it was good. Just the action, how cool it was. Man, I love the main character. He's just like a mariachi, and then he gets like thrown into this like gang war. It's just sick. Like it's just like I love it. Way it was shot was perfect. Just everything about it, honestly, was a great film. It's like the like staple, I feel like, low budget action movie. And
Mm,
we'll talk about another one later with Reservoir Dogs, but I think they're kind of in the same boat as, director's first films. And I haven't seen anything else by Robert Rodriguez, I'm pretty sure, but I like this. I like his book so far. It's really interesting because it's less of a like a narrative book. It's more of like a diary of like what he did every day,
hmm.
but it's good. Um, then in film class, we watched a couple documentaries. Primary with it was about the primary election between JFK and Humphrey Hubert.
Hmm.
I saw the vision of that movie. I saw the vision. It reminded me of Batman versus Superman. So I might be a little like, dude, I know I might be cooked for that, but there was a scene like JFK is just like walking through the crowd and they're all putting their hands up with him. And I was like, dang, is this like the Superman movie? I think I'm gonna say that in class tomorrow too, because like we're having a discussion about it. So I'm gonna fall and raise my hand.
Do it.
Is this like Batman v Superman? Is that where he got inspired to make this? And just see all those little like, like film suck ups lose their minds. Oh my god, he mentioned a superhero movie. Oh my god. Dude. And those people just really should get a life, honestly. Um, so yeah, that was it. We watched Lonely Boy with Paul Anka as well. It's pretty interesting. I love Paul Anka now. I was listening to some of his albums at work. What a wonderful musician, but it's a pretty interesting documentary because it's about when he just started to rise to fame.
Hmm.
So it's basically like he was getting overbooked, like all the women were after him. It was like pretty overwhelming, but it was good. And then Thursday, I was at the cinema and I went to go see Dog Man, one of 2025's best films. Can I be 100% honest with you?
Hmm.
Tell me why I like got emotional 5 times during that film.
You're kidding me.
Tell me why it was so beautiful. Like the story, animation, funny, wonderful, happy, sweet, sad, like emotional. It was wonderful.
Very moving, it sounds like.
It
A
was
very,
very moving. It was like you don't really expect that, but man,
no, you don't.
what a film. I think it also made it into the top five, top 10 of the year. I think it's like number 6 or 7 though, but it's still beginning,
Wow.
so it'll probably get knocked out pretty quickly here. Um, and then for final film, Reservoir Dogs, which will be our main event film,
Indeed.
which we will be back in like 10 minutes. Well, I'll be back in 10 minutes because my Zoom's about to cut out.
Okay.
For you guys, it'll be like a second. So we'll see you then. What's good? It's so weird doing these and editing and then listening because it's just like for us, it's like 10 minutes. Um, I don't know. I started go follow my TikTok. You'll see what I do every break now. TikTok filters during break. That's what my life is now.
Wow.
Um, anyways, main event, talking about the film Reservoir Dogs. Film one, Reservoir Dogs.
Hmm.
Wearing these glasses because they were glasses in the movie, but you know. Anyways, what do you think of Reservoir Dogs? Good movie, bad movie, mid movie? What's your thinking on it?
I think the first time I watched it, I thought it was a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time around, I thought it was an upper mid-range movie. And it's like it's impressive. It's very impressive work.
Mm-hmm.
That's your first movie to direct. That's impressive. But like
Oh yeah.
it's in it just it doesn't have like great rewatch value in my opinion.
Oh wow.
It's just my opinion. I just don't
Wow.
like and that might be a little bit of a hot take, but
Wow. I think I have absolutely the opposite opinion of that, if I'm being honest.
really.
I love this movie and I love rewatching this movie. But honestly, I do kind of see where you're coming from because it has been 2 years since I watched it. But I remember back when I was first getting into film, I would
Hmm.
rewatch it like every couple of months or so. I love this movie. And then, oh, dude, one night I remember I was sick and I slept all day and I woke up at like 1 a.m. and I was like, what am I gonna do? And I just watched this movie. And I was like, damn, this is the best experience I'm ever gonna have watching this movie. So I'm never gonna watch it again. And then 2 years later, now we're watching it for the
And
podcast.
well.
I like it a lot, if I'm being honest. I do agree how impressive it is. If that's your first film, if I could make my first film like that, wow. Okay, I can. Mine's probably gonna be more in the vein of this film, Slacker. I think this is one of the greatest debut films as well. Richard Linklater, 1994, I believe.
Let's just say Rome isn't ready for the canvas it's about to become for a certain painter.
Bro,
The painter.
that we got to film that in Sioux City this summer.
Let's
That
do
might be,
it.
that might be the greatest thing we have sitting in the vault right now. I got a memory that popped up and I read the story and I was like, how we think of this? Anyways,
Yes, sorry.
Tarantino. Back to Tarantino. I think Reservoir Dogs is wonderful. I think the soundtrack of Reservoir Dogs, the soundtrack of any Tarantino film, really, but Reservoir Dogs,
It is amazing. It's just oh my gosh. It's like when Stuck in the Middle with You starts playing,
oh my gosh,
just get chills running down your spine.
that is one of the greatest scenes in the whole film.
I
And then
agree.
it goes into the reveal of who the cop is, and it's the
Hmm.
guy who got shot in the beginning. Dude,
Yep.
I love it.
So I was doing a little reading after I finished the film,
Oh yes.
and there's a very interesting story on how this got made.
Care to divulge?
So basically, Quentin Tarantino was, I think he was working at some sort of video uh, something store. Um, and basically, he was gonna film this movie on a $30,000 budget with his buddies.
Hmm.
And so he gave the script to this producer, who I think was going to be an actor in the movie. And the producer gave the script to his acting coach, who gave it to his wife, who gave it to Harvey Keitel.
Oh my.
And Harvey Keitel was then able to help him secure a it was about $1.5 million budget. And from then on,
History. Quite literally history was made.
history, history. It doubled its budget in the box office.
Wow.
Very impressive.
I I love that story. I never knew that, and I was kind of curious because I'm like, how do you get these big names to be in your movie, like first movie?
Hmm.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Harvey Keitel, bro, what an actor.
What an actor. Taxi driver. Oof.
Mean Streets.
Yep.
Mean Streets, I think, honestly, is my favorite underrated Harvey Keitel movie
Mm,
and underrated movie in general. I feel like he doesn't get his flowers as much as like Scorsese's other films or Keitel's other performances.
mm,
Dude, I love that movie. The great, like, I think, like, Reservoir Dog is one of those, like, like entry level movies, like we said. Like,
hmm.
you first watch it when you, like, are starting to discover film.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of movies like that, Goodfellas, Nolan stuff, Wolf of Wall Street, like Seven, like David Fincher, all that. Those are such, like, entry level films.
Yeah.
And I used to watch those all the time when I was first getting into film, but nowadays I never do. But then, like this, when you rewatch them, you kind of realize, oh, they're the entry ones for a reason because they're so good. Like you
Hmm.
watch this, you just want to watch like 100 more movies. After.
Exactly. Like I was gonna say, it's a great one, I think, to start with a focus on because
Mm-hmm.
it's so accessible.
Mm-hmm.
It's short in length,
Oh,
but
yes.
it's a tight plot that's easy to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just great.
I think it's just cool as fuck too.
Yeah.
I think they're like, and I mean this in 100% as a compliment to Tarantino. There were shots in there that I knew he put in there just because they were cool. Like I think it was like Steve Buscemi's character when he just like breaks the glass with his hand on the door.
Hmm.
I'm like, that's just cool. Like I know Tarantino, like you didn't have to do that, but Tarantino won that close up. I was like, yeah, you just did that because it was cool. And like the way like they're all like staged in like the warehouse scene,
Hmm.
it's perfect. Like I love this movie so much.
Yeah.
Where do you think it ranks among other Tarantino films?
I haven't seen the majority of his films. I think I've seen probably four of them.
Interesting. Which four?
So, Reservoir Dogs, Django,
Mm-hmm.
Inglourious Bastards,
Oof.
and Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah.
So, out of those
Rank those four.
four, rank
Let's do
those
your ranking,
four.
if you mind.
Inglourious Bastards number one,
Oh yeah.
Pulp Fiction number two,
Mm-hmm.
Django number three, and Reservoir Dogs number four. But it's not bad that it's number four because those three are
Right.
all really good. So,
It's like what's the worst of the best?
yeah, exactly.
That I think that's a good ranking. I think Tarantino, Tarantino is really shooting himself in the foot though with this like only making 10 movies rule.
Mm,
I think it's dumb. He's literally holding himself back from making like any movies. And if he was gonna do it, and I saw this tweet, like I don't know who did it, so like, not an original thought, I guess. If he was gonna only make 10 movies, why would you not make Once Upon a Time in Hollywood your last one? In my opinion, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is his best film.
really?
I think it has best acting, best characters, best world building, best cinematography, best music, best storyline. It has everything.
Wow.
It's crazy. And the amount of people in that, Al Pacino, Margot Robbie, Austin Butler, and none of them are the main character. It's crazy. That
That's
is
what I need to watch. That is
that I think
definitely what I need
if
to
you're gonna
watch.
watch, I think your next Tarantino should be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
All right.
I love that. And I love
Noted.
but yeah, besides that, I think I've seen every Tarantino movie.
Really?
And I would honestly, in my opinion, Reservoir Dogs is top five, might be number four. Oh, dude, but it's like the thing with Tarantino is he's so consistently good. Oh, I haven't seen Death Proof. So I've
Hmm.
seen almost all of his movies except one. But he's just so good. I haven't seen a film that I didn't consider like amazing after watching it. But yeah, Tarantino, what a guy. Do you have a
What a
favorite scene
guy.
from Reservoir Dogs?
Favorite scene?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Honestly, it's the opening scene. Just
Hmm.
how it jumps in.
Yep. I'd say the opening scene to the needle drop, like of the title card. Dude,
Hmm.
they're all just walking. It's perfect. Like it's just insane. It's just insane that that was a debut film.
I know.
Tarantino. I love Tarantino though. Like some people don't like him because of his personality, but dude, I think he's funny. Like just all this shit. His interview where the woman's like, "Why do you make violent movies?" And he's like, "Because it's so much fun, Jan." That and he just has such a like he owns a theater. He has such a deep appreciation for like movies in general. I love him. I love Tarantino. Oh, Reservoir Dogs. What a film.
Indeed.
If you were to rate it out of 10, what would you rate it?
Out of 10, I think I would give it a solid 7.
7.
Solid 7.
High take. I'm going 9.
Wow.
I love it. I love it so, and I've loved it ever since. And maybe that's why I just love it, honestly. Any other words on Reservoir Dogs?
No.
Me neither. Any more words in general on life, liberty, pursuit of happiness?
Le Grande Belleza.
La Grande Belleza. Did you mess with my plan? I told you.
Yes, bro.
I don't know how long the flight's gonna be, but if there's any portion where it's like overnight, I'm gonna just watch it and I'm gonna let this journey begin.
Yes. This novel, this movie.
This might be cooked. Like I was just watching clips from it. Like the party scene, the episode that we do on La Grande Belleza, I think is probably gonna be the greatest one of all time.
I agree.
That
Like
film,
I might get emotional.
that
I
film
will get
took up
emotional.
10 episodes.
It
I feel
should.
like, dude, like,
I can make a whole episode on Jeff's first time scene.
exactly. And I was telling my friend about that. And I was telling him to watch it. And I was like, I'm gonna put you on.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'm gonna watch Blade Runner 2049 instead. So in the end, we did win, but man, the Great Beauty, just dude, that film is just something else. Anyways, that being said, thank you all for listening again. Any closing words, Jack?
Um, give the give the Rock a chance. Give the Rock a chance.
Give cinema a chance.
Give so much.
Give us a chance, like, subscribe. Dude, my dad told me to do this. He's putting me on with skills. He was like, tell him to rate on Apple Podcasts. So, dad, this is for you. Rate on Apple Podcasts. Rate on Spotify. I think we have 5 stars on Spotify right now.
Oh, let's go.
So, thank you all for that. Thank you all for another wonderful episode, and we will see you next week.
All right.